Every great transformation starts with a decision, and today, you've made that decision by stepping into the gym. The moment you walked through those doors, you declared that you refused to stay the same. You chose progress over excuses, growth over comfort, and strength over weakness. This isn't just about lifting weight. It's about lifting your life to a higher standard. Obsession is what separates the average from the extraordinary. While others treat fitness as an option, the obsessed treat it as a priority. When you are obsessed, you don't train when it's convenient. You train because it's necessary. You don't stop at tired. You stop when the set is complete. And you don't settle for good enough, because obsession drives you to demand more from yourself every single day. When obsession enters your life, it changes the way you see everything around you. In fitness, obsession is not a negative trait. It is the fuel that keeps you locked in when everyone else loses focus. Most people set goals, but only a few stay connected long enough to achieve them. That difference lies in obsession. It makes you think about your health when others are distracted. It reminds you that every moment you waste is a step further away from the body and strength you want to build. Obsession with fitness isn't about vanity. It's about refusing to let weakness, laziness, or excuses dominate your life. Obsession has a way of sharpening your priorities. When you are obsessed with fitness, the gym is not just a place you visit occasionally. It becomes a non-negotiable part of your day. You don't fit it in if you have time. You build your life around it. You eat in a way that supports your training. You sleep in a way that supports your recovery. And you train with an intensity that leaves no doubt about your commitment. Obsession isn't about one choice. It's about structuring every choice in alignment with your goals. This kind of obsession forces you to think differently than the crowd. While others are looking for shortcuts or easy results, you're focused on putting in real work. While others complain about the effort, you embrace it because your obsession has trained you to see hard work as an opportunity. You begin to welcome challenges because you know they are shaping you into someone stronger, someone sharper, and someone who won't break when life applies pressure. When obsession takes hold, your workouts stop being an option and become a part of your identity. You don't ask yourself if you should train. You train because that's who you are. The same way you don't debate brushing your teeth or eating your meals. You don't debate going to the gym. It becomes automatic, and in that automation, greatness is built. Because when you no longer rely on motivation and instead rely on obsession-driven discipline, your consistency becomes unshakable. There is a fire that comes with obsession, and that fire lights up every area of your fitness journey. It pushes you to add one more rep when you feel like stopping. It makes you pick up heavier weights because you believe you can. It drives you to run the extra mile when your body says no. This fire doesn't fade when the workout ends. It carries into your life, pushing you to perform at higher levels in everything you do. That is the gift obsession gives you, energy that refuses to die down. Obsession also brings clarity. Once you are fully committed, distractions lose their power over you. The people who once convinced you to skip workouts or eat poorly suddenly have no influence. Because your obsession has raised your standards, you no longer live to please others. You live to honor the commitment you made to yourself. Your vision of your best self becomes so clear that nothing can pull you away from it. That clarity is the difference between those who dabble in fitness and those who live it. When you are obsessed, even small progress excites you. A slight increase in strength, a small change in your body, or even just the discipline of showing up fuels you to keep going. Where others might see slow results and quit, you see proof that your obsession is paying off. That obsession makes you patient because you know that growth is guaranteed if you keep showing up. It transforms frustration into focus and teaches you that persistence is more valuable than speed. Obsession makes you self-aware. You begin to notice how your habits affect your performance. You become aware of how your eating impacts your strength, how your rest impacts your recovery, and how your thoughts impact your energy. You start cutting out behaviors that weaken you, not because someone told you to, but because your obsession won't allow you to sabotage your own progress. It forces you to live with more discipline and awareness, and that awareness becomes the foundation of your growth. The deeper your obsession runs, the less you compare yourself to others. You stop caring about who lifts more, who runs faster, or who looks bigger. Your focus shifts completely inward. You compare yourself only to the person you were yesterday. And with each day that you train, you're not competing with the world, you're competing with your old self. That obsession creates tunnel vision, and in that tunnel, your progress accelerates because your energy is no longer scattered on meaningless comparisons. Obsession also gives you resilience, because when setbacks come, and they always do, you don't walk away. Injuries, failures, slow results, or tough days don't break you because your obsession is stronger than your obstacles. You've built such a deep connection to your goals that quitting is no longer an option. You push forward not because it's easy, but because your obsession demands it. And in the process, you prove to yourself that nothing can stand between you and the vision you're chasing. When you step into the gym with obsession in your heart, discipline no longer feels like a burden. It feels like a natural extension of who you are. Discipline is not just about showing up. It's about showing up with intention, with structure, and with a relentless drive to give everything you have. Obsession transforms discipline from something that feels forced into something that flows. You don't need someone to push you. You don't need constant reminders because your obsession already locked you in. Discipline becomes the rhythm of your life, guiding you in the right direction even when motivation fades away. Discipline means waking up early when your body wants to rest, because you know there's work to be done. It means saying no to distractions that could slow you down, because your time has value and your goals demand respect. With obsession driving you, discipline takes control of your choices. You start making decisions that align with your training, your nutrition, and your recovery without second guessing. You no longer see sacrifice as loss, you see it as investment. Every disciplined action you take feels like a step closer to becoming the strongest version of yourself. In the gym, discipline shows up in how you train. You don't skip sets, you don't rush through reps, and you don't cheat yourself when no one's watching. Obsession makes you hold yourself accountable because you know every small detail matters. The difference between ordinary results and extraordinary progress lies in those small details, and your discipline won't allow you to overlook them. Each rep has meaning, each exercise has purpose, and each workout is treated as an opportunity to grow. That level of discipline is what separates the committed from the casual. Outside the gym, discipline is just as powerful. It's in the meals you prepare, the water you drink, the rest you prioritize, and the mindset you protect. Obsession keeps you focused on how these small choices build the bigger picture, while others let inconsistency destroy their progress. You build a lifestyle where discipline touches every corner of your day. You don't eat based on emotions, you eat based on goals. You don't stay up late wasting time, you rest because your body demands it. Your discipline is not limited to workouts, it becomes a way of life. Discipline also teaches patience. Obsession wants results, but discipline reminds you that results come with time. When you're disciplined, you don't chase instant gratification. You commit to the long journey. You understand that consistency over weeks, months, and years is what transforms your body and mind. That patience keeps you from burning out because instead of expecting overnight change, you respect the process. Obsession fuels the fire, but discipline keeps that fire under control, burning steady and strong without fading out. Discipline builds mental toughness. It trains you to keep going when your body screams to stop. It trains you to push through fatigue, distractions, and excuses. With obsession backing it, discipline gives you the ability to silence your emotions and follow your principles. When others give in to comfort, you hold your ground. When others skip workouts for convenience, you still show up. That kind of mental strength is forged through years of disciplined action, and it becomes a weapon you carry both in and out of the gym. Another power of discipline is structure. Obsession without structure can burn you out, but discipline provides the framework to channel your energy effectively. It gives you a schedule, a routine, and a plan that keeps you organized. You don't just train randomly, you train with a strategy. You know what days you lift, what muscles you target, how you rest, and how you grow. This structure eliminates guesswork and keeps you consistent even when life throws challenges your way. Discipline ensures that obsession is never wasted energy, it's focused energy. With discipline, setbacks don't become excuses. You learn how to adjust and adapt instead of quitting. If you miss a workout, you get back the next day. If you make a mistake in nutrition, you correct it with the next meal. Discipline doesn't allow one failure to turn into a pattern of failures. It teaches you resilience, reminding you that perfection is not the goal, but persistence is. That persistence, powered by obsession, makes you unbreakable. You stop fearing mistakes because you know discipline will always bring you back on track. Discipline also earns respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Every time you stay committed to your plan, you build self-trust. You prove to yourself that you can set a goal and stick to it. That self-respect becomes powerful because it gives you confidence in every area of life. People around you may admire your dedication, but the real victory is the way you feel about yourself. Obsession may start the journey, but discipline gives you the pride of knowing you followed through no matter how tough it got. Finally, discipline creates freedom. At first, it may seem like strict rules and boundaries, but over time you realize discipline frees you from regret, from wasted time, from weakness, and from inconsistency. It frees you to live a life where your body, mind, and spirit are aligned with your goals. Obsession gives you the desire, but discipline gives you control. It makes sure that your passion doesn't fade, that your effort doesn't go to waste, and that your journey stays alive day after day without stopping. Obsession in fitness is not just about the weight you lift or the number of sets you complete. It's about consistency that goes deeper than surface-level effort. Consistency is the heartbeat of transformation, the daily rhythm that keeps your progress alive. Without it, obsession becomes scattered energy. But when obsession meets consistency, it turns into a force that drives you forward relentlessly. Each day you commit to showing up. You add another brick to the structure you're building, and over time, those bricks form something solid, unshakable, and undeniable. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. It means training even when you don't feel like it, eating clean even when cravings hit, and sleeping on time even when distractions are pulling at you. Obsession fuels the desire to do more. but consistency ensures that the desire doesn't burn out too quickly. It creates habits that anchor your journey, habits so strong they become automatic. You stop negotiating with yourself because showing up becomes part of who you are. In the gym, consistency shows itself in the way you repeat movements, in the way you track your progress, and in the way you gradually push your limits. It's not about going all out once and then disappearing for weeks. It's about returning day after day, rep after rep, with the same fire. Obsession might make you hungry for results, but consistency is what feeds that hunger steadily. Even small improvements stacked over time become major changes when you are consistent. Consistency also builds credibility with yourself. Every time you honor your training plan, you reinforce self-trust. You no longer rely on motivation because motivation can disappear, but self-trust keeps you accountable. When you know you can rely on yourself, it removes doubt. That belief is powerful because once you're consistent in the gym, it spills over into other parts of your life. Your studies, work, relationships all benefit from the discipline you've sharpened through consistency. One of the greatest benefits of consistency is momentum. Momentum makes the hard work feel lighter because your body and mind adapt to the routine. When you're inconsistent, you're always restarting, always struggling to regain what you lost. But with consistency, you're always building, always climbing higher. Obsession pushes you to start, but consistency ensures you never lose ground. That steady climb separates those who talk about goals from those who actually achieve them. Consistency also teaches patience in a world that chases quick fixes. Obsession wants everything now, but consistency reminds you that real strength, muscle, and endurance take time. You stop focusing on how far you still have to go and start appreciating the small wins along the way. Each workout completed, each disciplined meal, each night of good sleep becomes a victory. These victories pile up, and over months and years, they reshape your entire body and mindset. Consistency protects you from the roller coaster of emotions. There will be days when you feel unstoppable, and days when you feel weak. Without consistency, those down days can destroy your progress. But with consistency, emotions no longer control your actions. You stick to the plan regardless of how you feel. That stability makes you unstoppable because nothing external has the power to throw you off course. You are anchored, grounded, and focused. Another power of consistency is resilience. You will face setbacks, injuries, missed workouts, difficult days. But consistency gives you the ability to recover quickly. Instead of letting one bad day turn into a bad week, you bounce back immediately. That resilience comes only from repetition, from training your body and mind to keep going no matter what. Obsession makes you care deeply, but consistency ensures you don't break when challenges come. Consistency builds mastery. By repeating the same lifts, the same movements, the same routines, you develop skill, strength, and confidence. Obsession makes you chase perfection, but consistency actually delivers it. Every rep you practice improves your form, every training day strengthens your body, and every month of commitment transforms your abilities. Mastery doesn't come from intensity alone. It comes from consistent practice stacked over time. Most importantly, consistency makes the journey sustainable. Obsession can be intense and fiery, but without consistency it fades. Consistency balances that fire, turning short-term passion into long-term success. You stop relying on bursts of energy and instead build a steady engine that carries you year after year. That is how obsession turns into transformation, by being consistent in everything from the smallest choice to the biggest effort, never breaking the chain of progress. Obsession is not just about showing up to the gym. It's about showing up with purpose. Purpose is what separates mindless repetition from meaningful progress. When you walk into the gym with a clear purpose, every rep, every set, every drop of sweat becomes part of a bigger mission. It's no longer about just moving weights or passing time. It's about building the version of yourself you've envisioned. Obsession gives you the fire to care deeply, but purpose gives that fire direction. Without purpose, obsession can burn wildly and aimlessly. With purpose, it becomes a steady flame that lights your path forward. Purpose in fitness is what keeps you going when the physical strain becomes unbearable. It reminds you why you started in the first place. Maybe it's about gaining strength. Maybe it's about building discipline. Maybe it's about transforming your health so you can live longer and better. Whatever the reason, obsession tied to purpose keeps you aligned. You stop thinking of the gym as a chore and start seeing it as an opportunity to honor your commitment to your goals. That shift in perspective is powerful because it transforms your training from something you have to do into something you choose to do. When you train with purpose, even the smallest actions matter. The way you pick up the bar, the way you brace before a lift, the way you recover between sets, it all counts. Purpose makes you treat every detail with importance because you understand that progress is built in the details. Without purpose, it's easy to cut corners, skip form, or half-heartedly complete a workout. But when you're obsessed and driven by purpose, those shortcuts don't exist in your world. Every action has meaning because every action moves you closer to your vision. Purpose also creates clarity. When you know why you are training, you know what to focus on and what to ignore. You don't waste energy comparing yourself to others or chasing every new fitness trend. Your obsession isn't scattered, it's locked onto the target you've chosen. That clarity allows you to stay on track no matter what distractions come your way. You can walk into the gym, block out the noise, and lock into your training with precision because you know exactly what you're working for. The connection between obsession and purpose is what gives your fitness journey endurance. Obsession alone might push you hard for a while, but it can burn you out if there's no deeper meaning behind it. Purpose anchors that obsession, making it sustainable. It ensures that even when the initial excitement fades, the mission remains. And that mission becomes the source of your strength. It reminds you that the gym isn't just about how you look today. It's about the person you're becoming tomorrow. Purpose also helps you embrace the difficult moments. Every rep of struggle, every drop of sweat, every sore muscle becomes more bearable when you know it's connected to something bigger. Instead of seeing the pain as punishment, you see it as proof that you're moving closer to your goal. That shift in mindset changes everything. What once felt heavy now feels meaningful, and meaning is what gives you the strength to keep going when others quit. When you bring purpose into your training, obsession no longer feels like a burden. It feels like a blessing because it means you care enough to fight for something. That sense of caring deeply creates passion, and passion fuels consistency. You're no longer forcing yourself into the gym. You're being pulled there by your own vision. You begin to crave the process because the process is directly tied to your purpose. The gym becomes a place where obsession and purpose collide, and that collision produces transformation. Purpose also teaches you discipline. Obsession might make you want to go all out, but purpose helps you pace yourself and train smart. It keeps you from overtraining, from chasing instant results, and from making decisions that don't align with your long-term goals. Discipline built on purpose ensures that your obsession stays constructive rather than destructive. It channels your energy into actions that actually matter, turning raw intensity into consistent growth. When obsession is fueled by purpose, it creates identity. You stop seeing fitness as something you do and start seeing it as part of who you are. Training becomes woven into your daily routine, not because of external pressure, but because it's aligned with the vision you hold for yourself. That identity is powerful because it gives you stability. Even when life gets chaotic, you hold on to that identity, and it keeps you anchored in the gym. At the deepest level, purpose turns obsession into fulfillment. You stop chasing the empty satisfaction of short-term results and start experiencing the deeper joy of meaningful progress. Every session feels like a step towards something significant, something that defines you. The obsession becomes less about proving yourself to others and more about fulfilling the promise you made to yourself. And in that fulfillment, you discover a strength that no one can take away from you because it's built on purpose, not on approval. Obsession with fitness reaches its peak when discipline becomes second nature. Discipline is the structure that allows obsession to thrive, and it is what separates those who dabble in the gym from those who truly live the lifestyle. Without discipline, obsession can easily fade into inconsistency, but when you marry the two together, they create a force that cannot be stopped. Discipline is showing up when you are tired, when you are busy, and when no one else is watching. It is the quiet commitment to doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Obsession gives you the fire to start, but discipline ensures that fire never dies. Discipline is not about relying on bursts of motivation, because motivation is temporary and unreliable. Discipline is what carries you through the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. It transforms your training into a habit, something you do without needing to debate or delay. When discipline becomes part of your system, you don't need to ask yourself if you should train today. The answer is already decided. Your obsession makes you want it, but your discipline makes sure you do it. This combination builds the foundation for long-term growth and progress. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is its ability to control your focus. When you are disciplined, you don't waste energy chasing distractions or shortcuts. You stick to your program, you stay consistent with your nutrition, and you protect your rest and recovery. Discipline allows you to block out the noise of quick fixes, trendy workouts, and empty promises. It grounds you in the fundamentals, which are the true building blocks of strength, endurance, and transformation. Your obsession keeps your mind engaged, but your discipline keeps your actions aligned. Discipline also brings balance to obsession. Obsession on its own might push you too hard, too fast, leading to burnout or injury. Discipline teaches you patience. It reminds you that progress is a marathon, not a sprint. It helps you pace yourself, train smart, and respect your body's need for recovery. Instead of trying to conquer everything in one day, discipline helps you build brick by brick, workout by workout. This measured approach allows your obsession to stay sustainable, fueling long-term results instead of short-lived bursts of intensity. Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't always feel exciting or rewarding in the moment. It's the grind of sticking to your plan, even when you don't see instant results. But that grind is where true growth happens. Every disciplined choice, choosing to complete your last set, choosing water over soda, choosing to sleep instead of scrolling endlessly builds momentum. Over time, these small disciplined choices add up to massive transformation. Obsession fuels the desire to keep going, but discipline builds the results that prove your obsession is worthwhile. Discipline also builds resilience. When challenges come, and they always do, discipline gives you the strength to stay the course. Whether it's a busy schedule, stress, or setbacks in progress, discipline keeps you steady. You don't give up because discipline doesn't allow you to. It creates consistency, and consistency creates results. Obsession might make you emotional about the journey, but discipline makes you unshakable. It transforms your obsession into a steady force that pushes you forward no matter what stands in your way. Another powerful effect of discipline is that it builds trust with yourself. Every time you follow through on your plan, you prove to yourself that your word has weight. You learn that you can rely on yourself to do the hard things even when they are uncomfortable. That self-trust becomes unbreakable, and it extends beyond the gym into every part of your life. Obsession makes you crave results, but discipline proves that you can achieve them. Over time, this self-trust builds confidence and strength that no one can take away from you. Discipline also elevates the quality of your obsession. It refines your intensity and makes sure your energy is directed where it matters most. Without discipline, obsession can scatter your focus across too many goals or tempt you into chasing results too quickly. But discipline sharpens your obsession like a blade, making it precise and effective. It ensures that your effort translates into progress, not wasted energy. Discipline allows obsession to function at its highest level, creating a powerful cycle of growth and achievement. The beauty of discipline is that it does not depend on your mood. Whether you are excited or tired, happy or stressed, discipline tells you what needs to be done and makes sure you do it. That consistency builds a routine that becomes unshakable. Obsession makes you passionate, but discipline makes you reliable. Together, they form the mindset of someone who doesn't just dream about change, but lives it daily. Discipline ensures that your obsession doesn't fade, but continues to drive results day after day. At its core, discipline is the anchor of obsession. It provides the structure, the routine, and the accountability that obsession alone cannot sustain. Obsession may be the fire that ignites your journey, but discipline is the steady fuel that keeps that fire alive through every challenge, setback, and victory. The two together create a balance of passion and perseverance that makes progress not just possible, but inevitable. Key point 6 is about focus the ability to channel your obsession into a single direction without letting distractions pull you away. Focus is what turns scattered energy into power, what transforms desire into achievement, and what makes the hours in the gym count for something greater than just movement. Without focus, obsession can become chaos, but with focus, obsession becomes a weapon that cuts through everything standing in your way. Focus starts in the mind before it ever shows in the body. It is the choice to silence the noise around you, to shut out the endless distractions of life, and to give your full attention to the barbell in front of you, the set you are about to perform, and the goal you are striving for. Too many people enter the gym physically, but leave their minds elsewhere. Focus demands that you be fully present, that you respect each rep, each set, each moment as a step toward building the body and strength you promised yourself. When you focus, you don't chase 10 different goals at once. You commit to one path and give it your all. If your goal is strength, you dedicate your energy to lifting heavy with proper form. If your goal is endurance, you lock in on pushing past your limits in conditioning. Whatever the goal may be, focus means aligning your training, your nutrition, and your recovery with that single vision. Obsession gives you the energy, but focus channels that energy into the direction that produces real results. Focus also builds efficiency. A person without focus wastes time between sets, gets distracted by their phone, or jumps randomly from one exercise to another. A person with focus knows exactly why they are in the gym, what they need to accomplish, and how to execute it. This efficiency means that every minute you spend training counts toward your progress. Instead of scattered effort, you have targeted effort, and targeted effort always delivers greater returns. Focus sharpens the quality of your work. When you are locked in, every rep has meaning. You control the weight, you feel the muscle, you execute with precision. Instead of rushing just to finish, you treat the workout as a craft, something to master. Focus turns ordinary training into deliberate practice, and deliberate practice is what separates those who simply exercise from those who truly build. Obsession keeps you coming back, but focus ensures that each time you come back you grow. Focus also strengthens your mental resilience. When you are deeply focused, distractions lose their power. Noise, fatigue, and even doubt fade into the background because your attention is locked on the goal. The gym becomes a battlefield where the only thing that exists is you and the weight in front of you. This mental clarity allows you to push harder than you thought possible because your energy isn't wasted on irrelevant thoughts. It's all poured into the task at hand. With focus comes the ability to measure progress more effectively. You are not distracted by comparisons with others or by constantly shifting your targets. You know your goal, you track your performance, and you evaluate yourself against your own past efforts. This creates a feedback loop of growth. You see where you were, where you are, and where you are going. Focus keeps you grounded in your own journey instead of being pulled into the illusions of quick results or envy of others' progress. Focus also builds patience. Obsession can make you want results instantly, but focus reminds you that greatness takes time. It teaches you to stay steady, to keep showing up, and to trust the process. By keeping your eyes fixed on the bigger picture, focus prevents frustration from derailing you. Instead of quitting when results feel slow, focus allows you to stay disciplined and committed until those results appear, because you know exactly what you are working toward. Focus allows you to maximize even the smallest opportunities. Even a short workout, when performed with full concentration, can yield powerful results. Even a single set, executed with absolute intensity, can push you closer to your goal. Focus ensures that no effort is wasted and that every drop of sweat counts. Obsession provides the energy to keep grinding, but focus transforms that grind into progress by making sure every action is aligned with your vision. At its highest level, focus transforms training into meditation. The gym becomes a place where everything else disappears, where the only thing that matters is the work in front of you. The repetition of sets, the rhythm of breathing, the control of movement. It all becomes a ritual that builds not just your body, but your mind. Focus connects obsession and discipline into one powerful force, ensuring that your passion doesn't just burn wildly, but burns with direction, precision, and unstoppable strength. Key point 7 is about consistency, the discipline of showing up again and again, no matter what. Obsession may fuel your fire and focus may guide your direction, but without consistency, nothing lasts. Consistency is the bridge between desire and results. between the body you dream about and the body you actually build? It doesn't matter how intense your workout is for one day if you don't return the next, and the next, and the next. Consistency is what turns effort into transformation. Consistency is about habits, not moods. If you rely on motivation alone, you will train only when you feel like it, and those days will be rare. But when you commit to consistency, you train even when you don't feel like it. You show up on the hard days when your body is sore, when your energy is low, when the weather is against you. That's what separates the disciplined from the casual. Consistency means your actions are stronger than your excuses. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Some days your performance will be high, some days it will be low, but as long as you keep showing up, you are moving forward. Too many people quit because they don't see immediate results, forgetting that the body changes slowly, almost invisibly at first. Consistency is the patience to keep working even when the mirror hasn't caught up with your effort yet, knowing that change is happening beneath the surface. Consistency also builds trust with yourself. Every time you show up, you prove to yourself that your word means something. You build confidence not from what you say you will do, but from what you actually do. This self-trust is powerful because it removes doubt. You no longer wonder whether you can stick with the program. You already know you can, because you've been consistent. That trust transfers into every aspect of your life, strengthening your mindset beyond the gym. Consistency compounds over time, much like savings in a bank. One workout may not feel like much, but when you add days, weeks, months, and years of consistent training, the results become undeniable. A person who trains moderately but consistently will always outperform someone who trains hard but inconsistently. Progress doesn't belong to the one who starts the strongest. It belongs to the one who refuses to stop. Every rep, every set, every day adds up, and consistency ensures the total is always growing. Consistency teaches you discipline in every detail. It's not only about going to the gym, but also about sleeping enough, eating properly, recovering well, and staying aligned with your goals. When you're consistent, these things become second nature. They stop being decisions you have to make and instead become part of your lifestyle. And when your lifestyle aligns with your vision, success becomes inevitable. Obsession makes you want it, focus keeps you on track, but consistency ensures you live it daily. Consistency also makes the process less overwhelming. When you commit to a routine, it removes the mental stress of deciding every day whether or not you will train. It's already decided. You go, you lift, you push, no questions asked. This predictability builds rhythm, and rhythm makes momentum unstoppable. Once momentum is built through consistency, progress accelerates, and suddenly the results that once felt impossible start becoming visible. Consistency builds resilience through repetition. Each time you train, you strengthen not just your muscles, but your ability to endure discomfort, boredom, and struggle. These small victories accumulate until you become the type of person who can endure more than most. Consistency trains your willpower just as much as your body. It conditions you to keep moving forward, to keep pressing on, and to stay committed when others drift away. Consistency separates the obsessed from the distracted. Many start with excitement but fall away when the routine sets in, when the grind feels repetitive, when the results slow down. The consistent ones don't need constant newness. They find purpose in the repetition. They see beauty in the grind. They understand that greatness isn't built in bursts but in layers, slowly stacked through daily effort. Consistency makes you reliable, steady, and unshakable, while inconsistency keeps you fragile and uncertain. At its highest level, consistency transforms into identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who works out. You become someone who lives this lifestyle. It is no longer a temporary project, but a permanent part of who you are. That identity makes quitting impossible because it's not something you do, it's something you are. Consistency rewires your mind and body until training, discipline, and effort are as natural as breathing. It is the anchor that keeps every other key point alive and working. Key point 7 is about consistency the discipline of showing up again and again, no matter what. Obsession may fuel your fire and focus may guide your direction, but without consistency, nothing lasts. Consistency is the bridge between desire and results, between the body you dream about and the body you actually build. It doesn't matter how intense your workout is for one day if you don't return the next, and the next, and the next. Consistency is what turns effort into transformation. Consistency is about habits, not moods. If you rely on motivation alone, you will train only when you feel like it, and those days will be rare. But when you commit to consistency, you train even when you don't feel like it. You show up on the hard days when your body is sore, when your energy is low, when the weather is against you. That's what separates the disciplined from the casual. Consistency means your actions are stronger than your excuses. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Some days your performance will be high, some days it will be low, but as long as you keep showing up, you are moving forward. Too many people quit because they don't see immediate results, forgetting that the body changes slowly, almost invisibly at first. Consistency is the patience to keep working even when the mirror hasn't caught up with your effort yet, knowing that change is happening beneath the surface. Consistency also builds trust with yourself. Every time you show up, you prove to yourself that your word means something. You build confidence not from what you say you will do, but from what you actually do. This self-trust is powerful because it removes doubt. You no longer wonder whether you can stick with the program. You already know you can, because you've been consistent. That trust transfers into every aspect of your life, strengthening your mindset beyond the gym. Consistency compounds over time, much like savings in a bank. One workout may not feel like much, but when you add days, weeks, months, and years of consistent training, the results become undeniable. A person who trains moderately but consistently will always outperform someone who trains hard but inconsistently. Progress doesn't belong to the one who starts the strongest. It belongs to the one who refuses to stop. Every rep, every set, every day adds up, and consistency ensures the total is always growing. Consistency teaches you discipline in every detail. It's not only about going to the gym, but also about sleeping enough, eating properly, recovering well, and staying aligned with your goals. When you're consistent, these things become second nature. They stop being decisions you have to make and instead become part of your lifestyle. And when your lifestyle aligns with your vision, success becomes inevitable. Obsession makes you want it. Focus keeps you on track, but consistency ensures you live it daily. Consistency also makes the process less overwhelming. When you commit to a routine, it removes the mental stress of deciding every day whether or not you will train. It's already decided. You go, you lift, you push, no questions asked. This predictability builds rhythm, and rhythm makes momentum unstoppable. Once momentum is built through consistency, progress accelerates, and suddenly the results that once felt impossible start becoming visible. Consistency builds resilience through repetition. Each time you train, you strengthen not just your muscles, but your ability to endure discomfort, boredom, and struggle. These small victories accumulate until you become the type of person who can endure more than most. Consistency trains your willpower just as much as your body. It conditions you to keep moving forward, to keep pressing on, and to stay committed when others drift away. Consistency separates the obsessed from the distracted. Many start with excitement but fall away when the routine sets in, when the grind feels repetitive, when the results slow down. The consistent ones don't need constant newness. They find purpose in the repetition. They see beauty in the grind. They understand that greatness isn't built in bursts but in layers, slowly stacked through daily effort. Consistency makes you reliable, steady, and unshakable, while inconsistency keeps you fragile and uncertain. At its highest level, consistency transforms into identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who works out. You become someone who lives this lifestyle. It is no longer a temporary project, but a permanent part of who you are. That identity makes quitting impossible because it's not something you do, it's something you are. Consistency rewires your mind and body until training, discipline, and effort are as natural as breathing. It is the anchor that keeps every other key point alive and working. Key point 7 is about consistency ***. The discipline of showing up again and again, no matter what. Obsession may fuel your fire and focus may guide your direction, but without consistency, nothing lasts. Consistency is the bridge between desire and results, between the body you dream about and the body you actually build. It doesn't matter how intense your workout is for one day if you don't return the next, and the next, and the next. Consistency is what turns effort into transformation. Consistency is about habits, not moods. If you rely on motivation alone, you will train only when you feel like it, and those days will be rare. But when you commit to consistency, you train even when you don't feel like it. You show up on the hard days when your body is sore, when your energy is low, when the weather is against you. That's what separates the disciplined from the casual. Consistency means your actions are stronger than your excuses. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Some days your performance will be high, some days it will be low, but as long as you keep showing up, you are moving forward. Too many people quit because they don't see immediate results, forgetting that the body changes slowly, almost invisibly at first. Consistency is the patience to keep working even when the mirror hasn't caught up with your effort yet, knowing that change is happening beneath the surface. Consistency also builds trust with yourself. Every time you show up, you prove to yourself that your word means something. You build confidence not from what you say you will do, but from what you actually do. This self-trust is powerful because it removes doubt. You no longer wonder whether you can stick with the program. You already know you can, because you've been consistent. That trust transfers into every aspect of your life, strengthening your mindset beyond the gym. Consistency compounds over time, much like savings in a bank. One workout may not feel like much, but when you add days, weeks, months, and years of consistent training, the results become undeniable. A person who trains moderately but consistently will always outperform someone who trains hard but inconsistently. Progress doesn't belong to the one who starts the strongest. It belongs to the one who refuses to stop. Every rep, every set, every day adds up, and consistency ensures the total is always growing. Consistency teaches you discipline in every detail. It's not only about going to the gym, but also about sleeping enough, eating properly, recovering well, and staying aligned with your goals. When you're consistent, these things become second nature. They stop being decisions you have to make and instead become part of your lifestyle. And when your lifestyle aligns with your vision, success becomes inevitable. Obsession makes you wanted. Focus keeps you on track, but consistency ensures you live it daily. Consistency also makes the process less overwhelming. When you commit to a routine, it removes the mental stress of deciding every day whether or not you will train. It's already decided. You go, you lift, you push, no questions asked. This predictability builds rhythm, and rhythm makes momentum unstoppable. Once momentum is built through consistency, progress accelerates, and suddenly the results that once felt impossible start becoming visible. Consistency builds resilience through repetition. Each time you train, you strengthen not just your muscles, but your ability to endure discomfort, boredom, and struggle. These small victories accumulate until you become the type of person who can endure more than most. Consistency trains your willpower just as much as your body. It conditions you to keep moving forward, to keep pressing on, and to stay committed when others drift away. Consistency separates the obsessed from the distracted. Many start with excitement but fall away when the routine sets in, when the grind feels repetitive, when the results slow down. The consistent ones don't need constant newness. They find purpose in the repetition. They see beauty in the grind. They understand that greatness isn't built in bursts but in layers, slowly stacked through daily effort. Consistency makes you reliable, steady, and unshakable, while inconsistency keeps you fragile and uncertain. At its highest level, consistency transforms into identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who works out. You become someone who lives this lifestyle. It is no longer a temporary project, but a permanent part of who you are. That identity makes quitting impossible because it's not something you do, it's something you are. Consistency rewires your mind and body until training, discipline, and effort are as natural as breathing. It is the anchor that keeps every other key point alive and working. Sacrifice, the willingness to give up comfort, distraction, and short-term pleasures in order to achieve long-term strength and transformation. No great physique, no powerful performance, no lasting result has ever come without sacrifice. When you decide to go harder in the gym, you're also deciding to sacrifice things that hold you back. Late nights, junk food, laziness, excuses, and comfort zones. Sacrifice is not punishment, it's an investment. Every time you give something up, you're trading it for something better, something stronger, something permanent. Sacrifice means saying no when others say yes. When your friends want to go out late and you know your body needs rest, sacrifice is choosing sleep. When cravings hit and everyone around you is indulging, sacrifice is choosing the food that fuels your body instead of weakens it. At first, these choices feel heavy, but over time they become proof of your commitment. Sacrifice reminds you that the path you're walking is not for the weak, but for those willing to pay the price for greatness. Sacrifice sharpens focus. It eliminates distractions because when you've given something up for your goals, you value your time more. The more you sacrifice, the clearer your vision becomes. It forces you to ask yourself, what really matters? You realize that temporary enjoyment is not worth delaying your growth. Sacrifice becomes a filter, separating what builds you from what breaks you. And in that clarity, you gain power over temptations, power over excuses, power over weakness. Sacrifice builds discipline in silence. Nobody sees the meals you skipped that didn't align with your plan. Nobody sees the nights you chose to sleep early instead of scrolling endlessly. Nobody sees the celebrations you skipped to stay on track. These are sacrifices done behind the scenes, but their results are shown in the mirror, in your strength, in your energy. Sacrifice is the invisible work that makes visible transformation possible. Sacrifice also builds respect for the journey. When you give up things you once thought you couldn't live without, you learn how much strength you actually have. That respect for your effort fuels your determination even further. The more you sacrifice, the less willing you are to throw away your progress. You've given up too much to go back, so the only option is to go forward. Sacrifice locks the door behind you and leaves only one way to go: toward success. Sacrifice teaches you the difference between want and need. You may want to stay comfortable, you may want to avoid the pain of training, but what you need is growth. You may want to eat what feels good in the moment, but what you need is nourishment that supports your vision. Every sacrifice shifts your mindset from temporary wants to permanent needs, aligning your life with your ultimate goals. That shift changes how you see everything, not just the gym. Sacrifice is also about time. To grow, you must sacrifice wasted hours. Instead of spending endless time on distractions, you invest that time in workouts, recovery, learning, and discipline. Time is the most valuable currency, and how you spend it determines who you become. Sacrifice means trading entertainment for elevation, trading comfort for challenge, trading excuses for execution. Each hour you reclaim from waste and dedicate to progress brings you closer to mastery. Sacrifice transforms comfort into strength. The moment you give up ease, you enter discomfort, and in discomfort is where growth lies. Your muscles grow when you push past comfort. Your endurance grows when you keep going through fatigue. Your discipline grows when you keep promises to yourself, even when it's hard. Sacrifice strips away the false security of comfort and replaces it with the permanent strength of resilience. Sacrifice separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Most people want results, but aren't willing to sacrifice for them. They want strength without sweat, transformation without discipline, results without resistance. But the extraordinary accept sacrifice as the price of admission. They know every rep costs something, every set costs something, every disciplined choice costs something. And because they're willing to pay that price, they gain what others can only dream of. At the core, sacrifice is not about losing, it's about gaining. When you sacrifice laziness, you gain discipline. When you sacrifice bad habits, you gain health. When you sacrifice excuses, you gain results. Sacrifice is the exchange that takes place on the road to greatness. The more you give up for your vision, the more you create space for your transformation to take root and flourish. It's not about what you lose. It's about what you gain through the discipline of sacrifice. Key point 9 is about focus, the ability to lock in on your goal and shut out everything that doesn't serve it. Focus is what takes raw effort and channels it into results. You can work hard, but if your energy is scattered, your progress slows down. Focus is like a magnifying glass. It takes the rays of the sun and concentrates them until they're strong enough to ignite a flame. Without focus, your energy is wasted. With focus, your energy becomes unstoppable. Focus means showing up in the gym with one clear intention. Not to look around at what others are doing, not to waste time on distractions, but to give your best to the task in front of you. When you're on the bench, it's about that set. When you're under the barbell, it's about that rep. Nothing else exists in that moment but you and the weight. That level of focus transforms an average session into a powerful step toward growth. Focus requires eliminating noise. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: phones, conversations, comfort zones. Focus demands discipline to silence that noise. You cannot give half your attention to growth and expect full results. Focus is guarding your energy and refusing to let the unimportant steal your time. When you protect your focus, you protect your progress. Focus sharpens your technique. When you're locked in, you feel every movement, every contraction, every breath. You stop rushing through reps just to finish. Instead, you control each motion with purpose. Focus brings awareness, and awareness builds mastery. That's how muscles grow properly. That's how form gets perfected. And that's how injuries are avoided. Focus is the bridge between effort and excellence. Focus also strengthens your mind. It's not just about what your body is doing. It's about what your mind is saying. A wandering mind weakens performance, but a focused mind commands the body to push further. When distractions knock, focus is the voice that says, "Not now." When fatigue whispers, focus is the voice that says, "Keep going." Mental focus creates the mental toughness required to keep showing up even when it's hard. Focus keeps you aligned with your goals. It's easy to drift when you forget why you started. Focus reminds you of the bigger picture. Every rep connects back to your vision. Every set connects back to your transformation. Every disciplined choice connects back to the person you're becoming. Focus makes your goals feel present, alive, and urgent. Without it, goals fade into wishes. With it, goals turn into reality. Focus is built through consistency. The more you train your mind to lock in, the easier it becomes. At first, it takes effort to push away distractions, but over time, focus becomes natural. Just like muscles grow with training, so does focus. It's a skill, and the more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Focus is the silent strength behind every breakthrough. Focus creates intensity. When your mind is fully present, your effort rises. You stop going through the motions and start attacking the workout. Intensity is born from focus, because when you're fully committed to the moment, you bring everything you've got. And intensity is what separates ordinary workouts from legendary ones. Focus fuels that fire. Focus extends beyond the gym. When you learn how to concentrate on what matters during training, that discipline spills into every part of life. You become more present in your work, more attentive in your relationships, more dedicated to your purpose. Focus in the gym is training for focus in life. It's not just about building muscle. It's about building a mind that doesn't break under distraction. Focus is your secret weapon. It doesn't require money. It doesn't require luck. It doesn't require special talent. It requires choice. The choice to give your full attention to your growth and to block out everything else. Every time you choose focus, you multiply your effort. Every time you choose focus, you strengthen your resolve. Every time you choose focus, you step closer to becoming unstoppable. Asterisk asterisk self, discipline asterisk asterisk. The backbone of every transformation, the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Self-discipline is the ability to act according to your plan, even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up when motivation fades, sticking to your routine when comfort tempts you, and choosing long-term growth over short-term ease. Without self-discipline, goals collapse under the weight of excuses. With it, nothing can stop your progress. Self-discipline starts with keeping promises to yourself. It's not about proving anything to the world. It's about proving to yourself that you are reliable. When you say you'll wake up early to train, self-discipline is what gets you out of bed before the alarm rings twice. When you plan to complete that last set, self-discipline is the force that pushes you through it even when your body begs for rest. Every promise kept builds strength not only in your muscles but in your character. Self-discipline removes the illusion of tomorrow. Many people delay greatness by saying, "I'll start next week," or "I'll do it when I feel ready." Self-discipline cancels excuses and focuses on action now. It doesn't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect schedule, or the perfect condition. It knows that progress is built in the present moment, one choice at a time, one rep at a time. Self-discipline is living with urgency, knowing that time doesn't wait. Self-discipline is what helps you master your habits. The gym isn't just about lifting weights, it's about building a lifestyle. Habits like eating clean, resting well, staying hydrated, and training consistently are born from discipline. Without discipline, you might stick with these habits for a few days, but with it, they become part of your identity. Self-discipline transforms effort into routine and routine into results. Self-discipline also teaches you sacrifice. Growth always costs something: time, energy, comfort, even temporary pleasures. Self-discipline makes those sacrifices feel worthwhile because it keeps your eyes on the reward. You learn to give up late nights for early mornings, junk food for fuel, laziness for progress. Discipline teaches you that sacrifice is never loss when it brings you closer to your purpose. Self-discipline sharpens your focus on priorities. When distractions come, discipline is the shield that keeps you from being pulled off course. It tells you when to say no to the things that don't serve your growth. It teaches you to protect your time, to guard your energy, and to place your attention on what really matters. Self-discipline is choosing progress over pleasure, consistency over comfort, and growth over distraction. Self-discipline builds resilience. There will be days when everything feels heavy, your body tired, your mind clouded, your motivation low. On those days, self-discipline steps in. It whispers, "Do it anyway." It reminds you that every challenge faced makes you stronger. Every difficulty overcome makes you tougher. Discipline doesn't remove hardship. It gives you the strength to endure it. Self-discipline creates freedom. At first, it feels like restriction. You can't skip, you can't quit, you can't take the easy way out. But in reality, discipline frees you from weakness, from inconsistency, from regret. The freedom to walk into the gym confident, the freedom to see progress in the mirror, the freedom to live without guilt of wasted time. That freedom is born from the discipline you built. Self-discipline is what sets apart champions from the average. Talent may open the door, but without discipline, talent fades. Discipline is the ability to keep working, keep pushing, keep showing up long after others have stopped. It is what keeps you climbing when others are content to rest. Self-discipline is the invisible strength that pushes champions toward greatness. Self-discipline is a choice you make every day. It is not given, it is not inherited. It is built through repetition of small decisions done with consistency. Each time you choose to train instead of skipping, you strengthen it. Each time you choose healthy fuel over junk, you strengthen it. Each time you push through the last rep, you strengthen it. Discipline is not built overnight, but it is built daily, and once it becomes part of who you are, it turns every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools you can use in fitness and in life. It allows you to see the version of yourself that you are working toward before it becomes reality. When you visualize, you are not daydreaming. You are programming your mind to believe that success is already possible. Each time you imagine yourself lifting heavier weights, running faster, or looking stronger, You are planting the seeds of belief that will eventually grow into action. Visualization connects the mind and the body. The body will only go where the mind first dares to travel. If you see yourself failing, hesitating, or quitting, your actions will follow that script. But when you repeatedly imagine yourself breaking limits, overcoming challenges, and standing tall after a tough workout, your body aligns with that vision. You move differently, you train differently, because your mind has already seen the outcome. Visualization fuels motivation in ways that nothing else can. On the days when progress feels slow, closing your eyes and imagining the stronger version of yourself keeps you hungry. You can picture how you will feel when you finally reach your goals, the confidence in your walk, the strength in your movements, the energy in your life. That mental image becomes the fire that pushes you to keep going, even when the results haven't fully shown up yet. Visualization is not just about the end goal, it is about the process. The most effective way to use it is to imagine yourself performing each step with focus and precision. You visualize yourself tying your shoes before the gym, completing your warm-up with energy, pushing through every rep with perfect form. When you mentally rehearse the process, your brain treats it as real practice, and when you finally perform, you feel more prepared and confident. Visualization helps to overcome fear. Many people fail in the gym because fear holds them back. The fear of failure, the fear of looking weak, the fear of trying something new. When you visualize yourself successfully completing those movements, you strip away the fear and replace it with belief. You teach yourself that what once felt impossible is now within reach. Visualization sharpens focus by keeping your goals in front of your eyes. When you can clearly see what you're working toward, distractions lose their power. You don't waste energy comparing yourself to others, because your mind is locked on your vision. You train with more intensity, you recover with more purpose, and you live with more direction. Visualization strengthens consistency. When you constantly picture the version of yourself you want to become, it becomes harder to skip, harder to quit, harder to accept excuses. You train with a sense of responsibility to your future self. You know that every missed workout takes you further from the vision, while every completed workout brings you closer. That awareness keeps you steady. Visualization even accelerates recovery. By mentally focusing on your healing, picturing your body repairing and growing stronger, you create a positive mindset that reduces stress and encourages faster progress. Athletes have used this technique for years to heal and come back stronger than before, because the mind influences the body more than most realize. Visualization also prepares you for victory. Champions in every sport use it because they understand that winning begins in the mind. Before stepping into competition, they see themselves succeeding, and when the moment arrives, it feels familiar. In the same way, when you visualize yourself overcoming the struggles of training, the moment you face them, you'll already feel capable. Visualization is a discipline. It requires daily practice, just like lifting weights. You can do it before your workout, during your training, or before bed. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Over time, your mind starts to believe in your vision so deeply that your body has no choice but to follow. Your fitness journey is not only about the body you build. It's about the legacy of effort you leave behind. Legacy means leaving proof that you lived with discipline, passion, and strength. Every rep you push, every drop of sweat you pour, and every ounce of discipline you display becomes part of that legacy. It is not about what you own, but about what you become through the effort you put in daily. A legacy of effort means people can look at your journey and see resilience. They can say, This person never gave up. It's not about being the strongest in the gym, but about showing that you never stopped showing up. That effort becomes an example, a living reminder to others that consistency and determination always outweigh excuses. Your legacy is written in the sacrifices you make. Every early morning you chose the gym instead of more sleep. Every healthy meal you chose instead of junk food. Every session you completed instead of skipping. It all stacks up into a story of discipline. That story is what separates you from the crowd, because many start but few stay committed enough to leave a mark. A legacy of effort carries weight beyond the gym. The discipline you show in your training spills into your family, your career, and your community. People respect the one who lives with integrity and effort, not just talk. You inspire those around you to chase their own goals with the same energy and persistence because they see your example. Legacy is not built in one day. It is built in years of effort. That is why it feels so powerful when others notice your transformation. They don't just see the muscles, they see the discipline behind them, the hard choices behind them, the countless moments of struggle and persistence that shape the new version of you. Your legacy is also personal. It's about looking back and knowing you gave everything you could. It's the peace of mind that comes from effort, from knowing you didn't settle, from knowing you honored the gift of health and strength given to you. That inner satisfaction is priceless, because it's not about what others think. It's about what you know you did. Leaving a legacy through effort also means proving that the impossible can be achieved. People may doubt you, underestimate you, or even laugh at you in the beginning, but your consistent effort silences them. In time, your results will speak louder than their doubts, and your story becomes proof that perseverance defeats negativity. Your effort creates inspiration for future generations. Imagine your children, your friends, or even strangers being motivated to work on themselves because of what you built. You become a living example of dedication, and that example may plant the seed of change in someone else's life. That is the power of a legacy. It lives beyond you. A legacy of effort keeps you humble because you know it was not given, it was earned. You know every step forward came with a price, and you appreciate the value of hard work more than anyone else. That humility makes your progress even more powerful because it's grounded in discipline rather than arrogance. Your legacy is proof that effort never lies. The body you build, the strength you gain, the discipline you master, all of it is the result of honest work. No one can take it from you, and no shortcut can replace it. At the end of the journey, your legacy will be clear, a life shaped by effort, lived with determination, and remembered for discipline. Your workout obsession is not a burden, it's a blessing. It is proof that you value your health, your strength, and your future. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every sacrifice is an investment in the strongest version of you. Don't let go of that obsession, because it will take you places that talent, luck, and comfort never will. Keep pushing, keep grinding, and let your obsession turn you into a legend inside and outside the gym.